So about 4 months ago, I took delivery of my brand new van. And since then, I have done nothing at all to organise the load space, the back of the van. Today, we are going to address that. Let's start by showing you the current setup, or lack thereof. Currently, the issue that I've got is everything is spread out across the bottom of the van, nothing's fixed down, everything's just kind of floating around. So although I've got all of the things that I need for my daily way of going on, it's just not particularly organised, and the space that the van provides is not being used efficiently. So that's what we're going to address, and the Milwaukee Packout system is going to help us do that. The place to start is with a blank canvas. Quick sweep, then we can start putting it back together. So the Milwaukee Packout system revolves around these mounting plates. These are similar to the ones that were used on the wall in the workshop. These ones are for the floor, and some off-camera measurements tells me that 4 of these will fit very nicely down this side of the van. I'm going to get those laid out. Mark, does that look straight?
Straight-ish.
Well, we need straight, not straight-ish, or else the commenters will comment.
A little bit towards the side, I think. There you go.
Clearance for the bulkhead. There is going to be a gap down here. That is on purpose. All shall be revealed. These are going to get screwed straight to the ply. When I ordered the van from the factory, I asked for it to be ply lined. Underneath the ply is a plastic liner, so the screws that we're going to use are going to go through the ply and into that plastic liner. The mounting plates have a lot of opportunities to screw them down, so I have no qualms about the integrity of screwing these mounting plates down. Best to get on with it. This is a locating tab, and this is a locating tab. They locate, not surprisingly, into the mounting plate behind it, so that it all stays neat and tidy, which is the effect that we're after. Mounting plates are in, now onto the fun bit, putting the boxes in. The first one that's going in is a drawer pack. I think we can do better than 1 drawer pack. I think 2 drawer packs is definitely the way forward. So these drawer packs are just fantastic. They come with a metal restraint strap so that your doors don't fly open whilst you're driving around. They are on beautiful bearings, and Milwaukee do a selection of pre-formed inserts. This one is the one with all the screwdrivers in. This can be removed, so you can use it just as an empty drawer, or you can put dividers in it that also come with the drawer packs. In this one, we've got chisels, a pry bar and a hammer. All machine cut, so everything fits perfectly. In the rest of the drawers, I've chosen to put hand tools. So we've got some chisels, some other hammers, a couple of clamps, stapler, squares, all kinds of different bits and pieces, just stuff that I use on the daily. Now before, all of that was in a Packout box, but it was just in a Packout toolbox, not in drawers. The old Packout box will get repurposed somewhere else. The drawers have added a lot of convenience. Everything is now separated and organised. There is one more item to go on this first stack, one that Mark, who's behind the camera, is very excited about, aren't you, Mark?
Yes, very.
Very excited. This is going to become our fixings case. In fact, we've got a couple of these, one for regular fixings and one for stainless. Just look at the organisation that's going to be available in there. Look at that. In fact, should we just take a minute to show people how we worked before? I think we will. This, for the last 10 years, has been the fixings case of doom and misery. This is where all of our screws and bolts and galvi band and generally everything has been thrown, and it is a disaster. It really is. So to have that pack-out case that has to be beautifully organised is going to be pretty revolutionary, isn't it, Mark?
Yep.
In fact, I think you're going to enjoy going to the van to find certain screws. In fact, we've got two of those cases, one for regular fixings and one for stainless steel fixings. Anyway, that is a job for later. The next family of tools that we're going to give some attention to is this, sanding and grinding. Again, these have lived together. We're not going to separate them, that wouldn't seem fair. We're going to put them in their very own XL Packout toolbox. So all of these are going to live in the bottom belt sander, orbital 5-inch grinder, which is a great piece of kit. And on top, these two trays with all of the consumables. Spare sanding pads, spare belts, grinding discs, a couple of dust masks, etc. The other thing that's going to go in there, which isn't strictly speaking related to these tools, but has lived with them, is the heat gun. Lovely. It would seem sensible, wouldn't it, to have some dust extraction closely located to the sanding and grinding box, which is why we've got this M18 wet and dry pack-out vac. And in the interest of keeping everything level, not strictly speaking related, we've got a pack-out cool box. Now, I know for a fact that Mark has got his eyes on this. Mark, middle class Mark, is well known for having very high-end lunches, aren't you?
Yes.
What do you generally have?
Sushi is always an option.
Sushi is often on the menu.
Venison, pheasant.
I think it's fair to say that you're not vegetarian. You'll also get your San Pellegrino in there. Anyway, that's where it's living for the moment, so keep your hands off for now. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to keep this tower as it's becoming level, because you can fit another full width pack-out box on top. This one will become another fixings case. So this is the box system from Milwaukee that I've been keeping most of the small power tools in. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's been great. It clips together, it's resilient, it's tough, it looks good, it's fine. But we're kind of switching over to a pack-out based system in its entirety. So I'm going to put most of these power tools in another XL pack-out toolbox. Rear handle saw, genuinely one of my favourite power tools of all time. That has never had a box. Now it's going to live in this pack-out one. The jigsaw also goes in there. And these trays, which live on top, can house all of the consumables. So that has eliminated that box. This one, which we've termed the nut buster, is an impact wrench. We use that for winding big stainless steel coach screws in. Love that piece of kit. That is also going to live in here. Again, with its bits and bobs. We use 13, 17 and 19mm impact sockets, that's it, and we've got an extension bar as well, so there isn't a million and one different things that goes with that. Another box eliminated. Drills, drills, this is interesting. Drills are going to stay separate, but not in a box, we'll come back to that later. Multi-tool, the get out of jail free card, in it goes, again with some consumables. Another box eliminated. SDS, this is quite big, and its consumables are also quite big, so I think that this is one of the few tools that's going to stay in this style box for the time being, unless we find a pack out box that's left over at the end of setting the van out. Maybe we will, we'll find out. This is another one of those toolboxes that I've had since the very beginning of my career and is now ready for retirement. This is the one that we use to carry all of our ratchet straps, which are now going to live in a pack out crate. This is one of those boxes that just kind of gets everything thrown at it because it's always open, it's quite big, it's just always a mess. Like, why is there a mallet in there? Nobody really knows, but it's in there. Big bit of dowel, why is that in there? So we're going to streamline this and have a crate solely dedicated to ratchet straps. Now, the beauty of these crates is that you can stack crates on top of crates because they're all part of the pack out system. So that's got all the straps and the ratchets in, but there's some other associated things that we're going to put in another crate, and that's going to go on top. Now, I know that this crate looks like it's full of bits of dowels, and that is because it is, but we do use these all the time for all kinds of different things when we're on our jobs. So that's why I'm keeping them. Crates on top of crates. Last pack out stack for the inside of the van. In this box we've got the Super Hog angle drill, and we found a cheeky little space for our M12 blower. On top of that, this one is full of sealants and adhesives. We've had this one for a long time, full of my favourite CT1. And on top of that, because we haven't finished yet, we are going to put a site favourite, the M18 Packout radio, and just to top that off, the 6-bay Packout charger. Milwaukee have also sent us this M18 compact lighting system. This is something that's going to live in the van in winter time. We don't need it in the van right now, but I'm going to fold it up and put it on the stack anyway, just because I kind of want to see what it looks like when it's complete. So this is the setup that we've come up with for now. The beauty of Packout is that it's all interchangeable, it's all modular, it's extremely unlikely that I'm going to be carrying all of this all of the time. Sometimes I will need all of it, sometimes I'll need virtually none of it. That's the beauty of it. Clip it in, clip it out, please yourself. The other thing that I have to remember is that I need to use the back of the van for other things other than tools. For example, bulk bags of sand and gravel, pallets of slate, large volumes of materials, and so on and so forth. At the moment, with all of this in, that wouldn't fit. But if I take a couple of Packout stacks out, either redistribute them or leave them in the workshop, I will still be able to get a bulk bag of sand or a pallet of slate or whatever I choose in the back of the van. And I won't need to take the mounting plates off the floor. They are so strong and so resilient, whatever needs to go in can just go straight on top. Now I can guess what some of the comments are going to be. Why have you left a gap down the back of your Packout system? Couple of reasons. Number one, I didn't want to fix anything to the metalwork of the van on the wall. The van is leased, which means it has to go back, and it has to go back in tip-top condition, i.e. without holes in. So that's why we fixed everything to the floor. The other reason is because that gap is very useful. For example, this is one of the tower scaffold poles, which fits very nicely down there. The other thing I might choose to put down there would be ladders or anything long and thin that just needs to be kept in the van for a short-term thing. Let us now turn our attention to the back doors, which is another obvious place to put some mounting plates. These come in various different sizes, this one being the compact size. There is room for 4 of these on each door. This is where I'm going to put all of the things that I need on a minute-to-minute basis, the things that I search for in the van that come out first thing, the stuff that I use just all of the time, starting with the drill and the impact driver. Packout dedicated drill driver holder. That could rattle out, couldn't it? This is the same setup that we've got in the workshop. The workshop doesn't move, obviously. It's a workshop. The van does move, and these are currently not held in. So, unfortunately it's not red, but I have a 300mm long bungee, and there's 2 little holes here. That is extremely convenient. The next thing I'm going to put next to the drills is some additional battery storage. We have an M18 battery holder and an M12 battery holder. And then on the lower level, we have 2 of these small Packout organisers. There's nothing in them at the moment, but that's fine. I've got plenty of stuff that will go in there very soon. This door is going to become our PPE and cleanup department, starting with a blue roll holder. Next to which is going to go a basket for dust masks, eye protection and gloves. On top of that, we have another basket. In that basket, a tub of Big Wipes and a bottle of Big Wipes spray. This area, this is important, and every van should have one. We've had one in the van for some time. It generally lives in the front. Now we've got a Packout one. A first aid kit, because accidents do happen. At least now we've got real plasters rather than just gaffer tape. Last mounting plate on this door, on the bottom, one of these tubs which has a full complement of Inkzol marking pens. Another smaller tub which is going to be a dedicated holder for our earbuds, some ear protection. And last but not least, one of these cup holders which is going to receive one of these insulated bottles. Now that is just going to be in there whilst I'm working in close proximity to my van. Mark's told me to put it in there so that I know where it is and I don't have to constantly ask him where my drinks bottle's gone. Now all he's going to do is just point at it. Isn't that right, Mark?
Yes.
So the only other thing that we've chosen to do is put a number of additional mounting plates on the left-hand wall of the van. I've always wanted somewhere to hang jackets and hang my tool rig, and now I've got it. That's also provided us with some additional space to put more storage solutions as and when we see fit. Let's just give a little nod to security. The Packout system allows me to do what I do every day, and that's take everything of any value out of the van overnight, or if I need to leave the van anywhere that I'm not comfortable doing. It also allows me to put it back in the van in the same quick and easy fashion. Thank you very much for watching, folks. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out tremendously and it will cost you nothing. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.